Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a 467 horsepower Lexus RC F. This is a 2017. We're going to take a look at the inside, the outside, under the hood, all the specs. We're also going to look at how all the features inside the vehicle work, and I think you're going to enjoy this video. By the way, F stands for Fuji, and Lexus named that after the Fuji Raceway in Japan. Let's take a look at a 2017 Lexus RCF. Okay, let's take a look at how the key fob works. You've got lock on the top, unlock down below that. You've got the trunk button down below that and the panic alarm there. And then when you hit unlock, it's going to unlock the driver's door only. Hit unlock twice, it's going to unlock both doors. Then you can press the one on the bottom and hold it and wait, and there it opened up the trunk. And let's take a look at the size of the trunk. The trunk is actually a good size relative to the size of vehicle it is to be just a two-door coupe. It's actually a pretty good sized trunk. You do have a center trunk pass-through right there. And I know it's kind of dark, but I want to take this opportunity to show you the badging there. You can see the RCF badge. There's your backup camera, Lexus emblem, and then this is the wing that we'll talk about here in just a second, and that is a speed activated wing. Of course, you can control it manually as well. It comes up at 60 miles an hour automatically, and it's obviously integrated into the trunk. You can see this is the deck lid for the trunk, and the button for that, if you wanted to bring it up manually, located right there. So I'm just going to tap that and you can see it come up. So that makes it a little bit more sticky in the rear for when you're driving. And then to bring it down manually, see, you can see it, there it is right there, and I can hit that button but the light stays on. So just like many other buttons in the Lexus vehicles, if you just push and hold it, a lot of times if you have a Lexus and you're wondering how to work something, if it's button operated, if you push it and hold it, a lot of times something else will happen. I don't know. That's what I just found out with that wing there. And to get into it, all you need is the key fob on your person, and you just touch the door handle and the doors are going to unlock. There is a little dimple right there. You can see it. And that's what locks the doors. That does one thing and one thing only, locks the doors. So I can just grab the handle and it unlocks for me. Also, the gas door is connected, is tied into the locking and the unlocking of the doors. So you do not have a gas button, right there that you would hit to pop that door. So when the doors are unlocked, all you do is press that in and you can open that. You do want to use premium gas only. By the way, don't use diesel, okay? And so that's how that works. Now, whenever the doors are locked, you will not be able to open that. And then, like I mentioned before, all you do to lock the doors is touch that dimple. So as I mentioned before in the intro, the RCF has a V8 engine. It is 467 horsepower. And is sitting on Michelin Pilot Supersport tires, and the ones on this particular vehicle are 255/35 ZR19s. And of course these tires are staggered, so the ones on the back are 275/35 ZR19s. Take a look at those rotors there. They are drilled, and that's obviously going to allow for air to circulate around there to keep them cool. You got your big fat Brembo brake rotors with the F logo on them. 14.9-inch slotted rotors with 6-piston opposed aluminum calipers with high friction pads. And in the rear, you have 13.5-inch slotted rotors with 4-piston opposed aluminum calipers with high friction pads, of course. And that wheel is that 19-inch 5-spoke forged alloy wheel. The badging for the Lexus Performance line, obviously the first F vehicle in the Lexus lineup was the ISF that had a 416 horsepower V8. LED lights there in the signals integrated into the rear view mirror. There's a little feature there, and that's the blind spot monitor. Check out that driver's seat. You can see all the different patterns and designs and everything. All of that almost looks like it's for, as far as the stitching, it looks like it's almost for kind of decoration, but that all is actually functional. You can see all of the different sections here, and those are all designed to help support you in your back and on your sides. Look at how big those bolsters are. You see how big those stick out? And that's obviously going to be for cornering, and when you're really pushing it in and out of corners and turns. Look how deep that bolster is. It's all the way down almost the full length of my hand. And believe it or not, in spite of what it looks like, that seat is actually extremely comfortable. And then you have your power adjustments down here, and this is going to be for the seat front, and you can move that up and down. And then for the seat back, or the whole seat to move up, and then seat forward and backward. And then this is the seat back, up and back, and then lumbar support right there. Check out the carbon fiber on the inside here. That is a fantastic look. Obviously this vehicle doesn't have wood in it like all of our other Lexus vehicles. This one doesn't need wood in it. You can see the blue stitching that's right here on the inside of the door panel. In Japanese culture, blue is the color for power, and obviously this is a powerful vehicle, so that's why there's that blue stitching right there. You have the Alcantara right here on the armrest, and then your contrast stitching right there. I'm going to leave my foot off of the brake and just tap this button twice to cut on all the lights and the accessories and everything, so we can light it up and see what everything looks like. You can see there's a LED light strip right there. That's pretty cool. You have a carbon fiber trim, and that carbon fiber trim is all the way around the cabin there underneath the glove box and on that other door there. The steering wheel is nice and fat with your little grips right here at 10 and 2. You have paddle shifting over here, downshift on the left, upshift on the right, and that is an 8-speed sequential shift automatic transmission. And you have drive mode here, and you can flip it over at any speed into manual and shift up and down. And then memory seat settings, set and 1, 2, 3 is over here on the door. And so you will set your steering wheel position, your seat position, and your mirror position there. And you can do that for up to 3 people. And once all of those are set, all you do is press set, and then whatever number you want to memorize into your position, and it will do it. Door locks and mirrors, and also that button to the left of the door lock switch, that will lock access to all the windows. And then here are your window controls. And the way this steering wheel, the height that it drops down to, I love that. Just see if you can get a better perspective. So you can pull this way down. You see how far down that is? And that's going to be ideal, because this is kind of the position that you want your arms in if you are driving it in an aggressive kind of way. Over here on the left side of the steering wheel, you have your steering wheel audio controls, Bluetooth, voice commands, and then on the right side of the steering wheel, you have the control for the multi-information display, and then this is your icon that you use to navigate that multi-information display as well in conjunction with this. And then you have your radar cruise control setting that sets the distance for your radar cruise control. Your turn signal stalk is over here on the left, and you can just tap that down, and that's going to make it blink 3 times. You can fully engage it, and that's going to let it blink continuously, and then you can push it up to override that. But it's pretty cool. Listen to what it sounds like. I just think that sounds neat. You can see where it says auto, and when you roll that up, it automatically cuts on the headlights, and that causes the headlights to cut on automatically at night as the sun goes down. And this does have those triple beam LED headlights. I want to show you those real quick. This is so cool. Take a look at that headlight. That's probably hard to see with the camera, but that is such a good looking light. And down below that LED headlight is your LED daytime running light. You can see that there. And whenever you're driving and that LED daytime running light is on, it just looks so neat. I love how those triple beams look. I want to show you the turn signal too, because it's actually an LED turn signal as well. And you can see how it's integrated into that LED daytime running light. You know, you see on some cars the turn signals are LED, but the LED daytime running light goes out when the turn signal is on. And you can see in this one that the daytime running light stays on in conjunction with the LED turn signal. It's pretty neat. The button that you have here is your blind spot monitor. Park assist. Park assist allows the car to beep if somebody gets too close to, or you get too close to somebody at parking lot speeds. And you've got a little circle right there. You see that? I love those tailpipes. That looks so cool. All right, now let's take a look at the dash here. You can see that you have a really big gauge right there and the digital speedometer. And the main focus of that gauge, though, is going to be for your tachometer. And then your analog speedometer is right there on the right side. And it feels so weird sitting inside a Lexus, seeing a speedometer that has a 205 mile per hour reading. That's pretty cool. Or is that 210? Yeah, that's 210 actually. And there's your G-force indicator. And you can see there you have an accelerometer, steering for left and right, and then brake. And that shows you your G-forces. And at that point I can move up and down. You see the little gauge right there? And so I can take this and move it up and down now. And that's up. And this is your lap times, lap timer, tire pressure. Then there's your rear wing position. So if, while you're driving, you can actually pick up the rear wing position there and see it in real time while you're driving the vehicle. And I love how you can have your lap time here and your lap time right there, so you don't have to rely on that little screen on the left only. You can see it right there in the tachometer displayed predominantly. Temperatures right here, and that is for your oil temperature, your engine temperature, your fuel gauge, and your outside temperature. And so there's navigation, radio, cruise control, emergency messages, and then you have settings. And I'm going to press in. If you want to make a selection inside of any of these menus, you press the little dot right there, and at that point it'll pull up all of the different settings inside. And so now you can just scroll down and look at all the different, oh, this is neat, check this out, sport gauges. So you see Sport Plus, so I can hit that, and then I can choose what the gauge looks like. And right now the gauge is set on that one, so let's change that. And that's Sport Plus settings, and so there you go. Now what I just did is I turned this dial here, and this is called Selectible drive modes, and this controls the behavior of the throttle. It's called throttle mapping, and you can see Eco, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. And the when you roll it left to Eco, the whole gauge up front changes. You see how it turned blue? And that changes the throttle mapping to determine how much pedal travel is required to achieve speed. So if this is the gas pedal, when it's in Eco, you're going to have to push the pedal further down in order to achieve speed. If you push it down for normal, you can see it just goes to a normal gauge, and there's really nothing on the dash to indicate it's in normal mode. And what I'm saying is you see where it says Eco Drive? I just turned it to Eco. So when you push it down, it's just regular. Then I'm going to roll it right to Sport, and you can see here there's Sport. You can see the indicator, it says Sport, and that's going to change the throttle mapping. Sport's going to change the throttle mapping to it requires less pedal travel. So if this was Eco, pushing it further down, this would be Sport, less pedal travel, and then Sport Plus. And it didn't really change other than this little thing right here changed. So I'm going to go, there's Sport, there's Sport Plus. You see that? It was only that little thing in the bottom right. And then Sport Plus changes the throttle mapping, the steering, and also it stiffens the suspension. And so Sport Plus obviously is the most aggressive way to drive it. There's traction control off, and then there's snow mode. Snow mode, whenever you activate that, you can press snow mode, and you can see it says snow right there. And when you put it in drive in snow mode, it causes the transmission to start at a lower shift point so that it reduces the likelihood of wheel slippage in bad weather. This is a rear wheel drive vehicle. Don't drive this in bad weather. You should never even have to consider using that, because this thing is not going to do well at all in snow. Okay. Heated and ventilated front seats, both sides, and it's 3-level. You can see, press it once, it goes to the maximum. There you go. And then this is going to be the use or the control pad for the navigation system. You have home, menu, back arrow, and then the pad itself. This pad, you can to make selections, you can move your finger around, and what happens on the pad is what corresponds with what happens on the screen. But you can also pinch and then swipe, and so I'm going to pinch right now, and that just zoomed it out. You see how it zoomed out? And so now I'm going to swipe it the other, or expand it. The first thing I did was that, then I did that, and it zoomed it right back in. To make a selection, you can double tap, or you can press the whole pad down. So double tap, press the whole pad down, it does the same thing. When I press home screen, this is a customizable screen. So I'm going to go to the top right, and I'm going to change the layout, and I want to display navigation, and I want to put that on the right side because that's the biggest portion. I'm going to change the layout again. I'm going to go audio. Oops, I did climate. Audio. And then I don't know if the weather will pick up inside of here because we're inside and it has to use a radar. So you see where it says weather, and then you see the little pink dot that I'm moving around. I'm going to use the pad here to move that pink dot up into that corner where the climate control is, or the climate display. Then I'm going to press down, and that's going to change it to that. There you go. So you can see right now that, and this just personally for me is my favorite configuration, because the three things that I want to keep an eye out for when I'm driving the vehicle is weather, audio, and where I am on the map. And so that's my home screen. So this is, in my opinion, the best screen that, or the screen that you're going to be in the most. Now, you can see that the weather is framed out in orange, and I can swipe down and it's going to frame out audio, then it's going to frame the navigation screen. So what that means is that's now clickable. So I can go back up to weather and I can press down, and that's going to expand the whole screen to weather. I can then go to 3-day if I want to, and look, this is my 3-day forecast. Looks like Saturday we're going to get snow. And then I can go to the, if I'm finished in that screen, I can press the back arrow again, and check this out. Weather map, and there's live Doppler radar. So right now in this area there's really nothing going on. I can press menu, and menu takes me to all the main menu settings that I have available to me. Climate, navigation, app suite info, radio, media, phone, and setup. I'm not going to go over all those, but here's what I do recommend. Go to that setup screen first when you first get it if you're not familiar with the vehicle, because this is going to be how you set up, how you basically personalize the vehicle to work exactly the way you want it to work in all of these sections. So with the general voice, Bluetooth, audio, traffic, I can go to the right. And so I really, really recommend doing this because it gives you a chance to explore what you can personalize and how you can customize the vehicle to work in your specific desires. It's very, very valuable to do that. And I found that by pressing menu and then going to setup. But basically you can also go into climate, navigation, app suite, and all that, and it's going to allow you to control the different functions within those selections. The way to think of this center console is going to be, this section is going to be climate, this section is going to be audio, And then this section is going to be driving modes and navigation and different settings, how to customize the car. But for your climate control system, you can see that you've got these little silver lines, and there's a red there's a blue arrow here and a red arrow up here, and you can actually touch that. It's touch sensitive, so you can slide it to change the temperature. Okay, but you can also touch the blue or touch the red. And then you have, and so that you have two of those because it has dual zone climate control. And then this is going to be for your fan speed and also your defrost. So that's front defrost, rear defrost, and mirror. Your mirrors are heated. Auto makes it work just like the central air in your house. So when you press auto, that causes the temperature to go to whatever temperature is set here. So if I press auto, then it's automatically, you can see auto is lit up now. It's going to maintain the cabin temperature at 71 degrees right now. AC, dual zone, I can deactivate dual zone climate control here. If I have a passenger and they want to make it warmer than my side, then dual zone is activated, 77 here, 71 here. Then let's say I drop them off, they get out of the car, I can just do that and it takes the cabin to my temperature only. You have radio, media, and the way to think of that is radio is AM, FM, and satellite or XM radio. Media is everything else. So media is going to be CD, Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary. So this is everything that else that is left over from AM, FM, XM. Okay? The way to see that is you can press media, and then you can look at the screen up here. Go use your multi-directional pad, and I'm going to go up to source, press down, and that's all the sources that I have. So remember, I said radio is AM, FM, satellite. Media is everything else. Disc, USB, iPod, Bluetooth, auxiliary, AV, and that's audio visual. And so I can reorder that. You see where it says reorder? So I can hit reorder, and that allows me. So let's say I listen to satellite more than anything. I can press satellite, and then I can go down to that little, move it to the left, and now I have satellite as my first selection. Pretty neat, isn't it? There you go. So that's my audio sources. And where it says USB, that means that I can use this outlet here. So this is my center console, and you see there's a little plug right there, and actually there are two, and that's for a USB. And so I can put a thumb drive or like a flash drive right there, and whatever is on that flash drive is going to play through the speakers in the car, and that I would select that USB setting right there to play music through the USB. Now, something that's connected with that, and it's pretty neat, you may not know this, it may be hard to see, let's cut on some light, but there is a thing right there that says Grace Note. And Grace Note is music identification software. So when an artist makes a song or an album, they put album art on the display. Like whenever you play a CD, you can see album art or whatever displayed sometimes. Grace Note is music identification software, and so that allows the picture to be displayed on the screen when you're playing it. So when you play something through a USB, if you've downloaded it from iTunes or whatever, it'll display the picture and the album art right there. So that's your useless fact for the day. By the way, this is a little door, and to open that you press down on one of the corners, and that's going to be a micro SD card, and that is for your navigation map. Don't mess with that, please, unless you are changing that out to update your map. And I recommend that be done at a Lexus dealership, just because that's the right way to do it. So that's your micro SD card. Don't play with that. And it does have HD radio, Dolby Digital Surround Sound, Grace Note, and XM. All right, let's take a look at the heart of the beast. The hood latch is going to be directly above and just a little bit to the right of the Lexus emblem, right there. And it's a 5-liter V8 with 467 horsepower. 389 pound-foot of torque. And the valve train is 4 cam, 4 valves per cylinder, dual variable valve timing with intelligence. Its fuel economy is 16 city, 25 highway, and 19 combined. It's got a 0 to 60 of 4.4 seconds. Coefficient of drag is 0.33. Turning circle is 35.4 feet, and it's got a track top speed of 168 miles per hour. This is a pretty neat little feature here. You can see the blue on the engine, and that is metal, that's cast. That is not a plastic little thing there. And you can take this and actually pop it off. And see everything. I was just looking down in the front here earlier, and I saw right through here, and it looks like from a distance that would be to cool the brakes, but that's not. That is for a radiator. You can see a radiator right behind that grill, and then your brake cooling is right here, and it goes way back there, and my lighting is poor right now, but if you look through there, you can see that that orange Brembo brake caliper. So that tunnel goes down into there, cools the brakes. Radiator here. Obviously you've got a radiator there, and then another cooling radiator there. Pretty impressive. So this is the cover that I pulled off of the engine. You can see the back side of it. That's pretty much for sound dampening materials, and it's actually pretty soft. And then you've got these posts right here, or these are the slots where the posts go into that actually hold it. This is going to be for your oil, and then this opening shows those blue right there. That is so good looking. And then there's one of the posts, and then there's another one there. So it's actually, I'm sorry, that's one of the posts, and there's another one there. And so you can see what that looks like when you take it and put it back on. I've not pushed it down, but it's pretty close. Okay, everybody, that about wraps up our look at the 2017 Lexus RCF. I hope you liked this video as much as I hope you liked this video. Also, remember, if you did like this video and you would like more content delivered to you hot off the press as soon as I make it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So give it a big fat thumbs up and share it with someone who you think may enjoy it as much as you did. I am a Lexus salesperson here at beautiful Flo Lexus of Greensboro in Greensboro, North Carolina. I would love to help you with your next new or pre-owned, certified pre-owned Lexus vehicle. And if you would like to work with me, make sure you look me up at Flo Lexus in Greensboro. I'll be sure to leave all of my contact information in the description box below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Enjoy your ride, and remember, have a great day.